Well, hello there. How is everyone? I hope you are all well on this fabulous, fabulous midweek hump. Does that work? No, it doesn't. Forget it. You're looking fabulous, by the way. And this is video 2 of free today. It's actually going to be free. We touched on Alex Murdoch a little bit earlier today. If you missed it, go check it out. Obviously, after this one, as we do just have to touch base on this quickly and do our daily update. And later on today, we're going to be talking about the other Idaho 4 case and the updates in that case. So do keep an eye out. And tomorrow, don't forget, it's the first of our News Hour live. That's right, where we're going to be doing frequent 3-day-a-week lives where we sit and have a coffee together and go through current events, news, all that sort of stuff. Anyway, we're going to crack on and get on with it, or you're going to be sitting there all day, and this is going to feel like a news hour too. So, in a couple of days' time, we've got Brian Coburg on this IGG situation going back into the courtroom, and hopefully, not likely, but hopefully, we'll start to see things move in the right direction, and maybe there will be some form of clarification in terms of the IGG information and what is going to be allowed to be passed over to the defence. And we will likely then, how this will play out is we will then see rebuffs to that. I would imagine there will be a situation where if Judge turns around and says, you're not having it, because that is likely, you're not having anything, then obviously the defence are not going to like that, and they are going to file some form of complaint. You're then going to see the other thing, what could potentially happen, and that is that indeed everything gets handed over. The judge looks at it and believes that what is there needs to go over to the defence, and then we will see various different herons likely crop up over the next few months as they question things, as they fight things, as they pull in, you know, professional witnesses who can come in and argue and discuss and try and chop away at this IGG situation. Now, what's likely to happen after that is that the FBI gets sent round to likely we'll step away from that. We don't want to get put in the way of any issues, do we? But you know what I'm getting at. The FBI might go and say something, and then they might retract their statement. No, again, I'm just spitballing. Things like that don't happen, do they? We haven't already seen it happen, or have we? I can't quite remember. But this is what we're going to likely see now. Obviously, Brian Coburger, under likely the advisement of his counsel, who is 100% trustworthy, despite any connection to the University of Idaho, he has waived his right to a speedy trial. Some may say that that was the wisest thing to do. At the end of the day, this is a death penalty case, and despite the fact that the prosecution have consistently shown that they likely don't have fuck all, and this is actually a very fragile case. And if it was in a box, it would have all that tape all over it that indeed says fragile, 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 handle with care and all that, because that's the vibe that I get. But ultimately, he's waived his right to a speedy trial, and that means that he's likely going to sit in Latah County Jail for the next 5 years while they file different pieces of paperwork and arguments and stuff like that. Not ideal, but that's just the way that the system seemingly works over in the US. But look, don't expect anything quick to happen. I believe it was lawyer, that turned around and said that this is, 18 months, 2 years perhaps. But I know that there was a few people who reached out. There's a few people who sent me emails saying what's going to happen, how quickly is it going to happen, are we going to see a trial next year, are we going to see a trial after Christmas? So I just wanted to touch base. That's basically where we are. The IGG is basically your DNA situation, that all the DNA that's been gathered. And we're going to hopefully find out how that was found, where it was found, the system that it went through, shown exactly how they came to the conclusions that they did. So indeed, everything can be put out on the table, and it can indeed be pondered over, speculated over, and specialists go over it and look at if there was potential for there being any fault in its acquisition. Because that's what we want. We want true you know, we want things to be right. I know not everybody wants things to be right. They just want things to be over, and they're not really bothered whether it's right or not, because they're just happy that things are moving in the direction that they want it to, and that's all that matters to them. But some of us actually want true justice, and at the end of it, to be confident that the justice that we see is the justice that is the right justice. Let me know down below, are you someone who does indeed want right justice, the true justice, you know, for the person who did this and all of those involved to be held accountable? Or are you just somebody who doesn't really care as long as you're right, and the person who you think did it goes down the river? I'll catch you all in the next one.